Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very good morning everyone. We continue our journey further downriver to Greenwich. Now between here and stopping at Tower Bridge, we do make a couple of brief stops to pick anyone up who is waiting at a few other piers, and then we'll make our way downriver, Tower Bridge and Greenwich. Now as we leave, quite a few people asked me if there would be a commentary as we go downstream. Now we don't have any professional tour guides employed by the company, but as the crew of the boat, what I usually do is point the buildings out for you. I'll pass on my own local knowledge, hopefully to make it a little bit more enjoyable and maybe save the journey from being a mystery tour. But as I say folks, I'm only a member of crew, but I'll try my best if that's okay. Would you like a few words as we go along folks? A little commentary as we go downstream, a show of hands? Okay, nearly everyone, that's good. So what we do, we'll start on the right hand side, a very nice view of the Parliament building, the Palace of Westminster, the seat of the British government. If you look to the far end of the Parliament building, there's a square tower flying a Union flag. That is the Victoria Tower, named after Queen Victoria when she opened the building 1852. The clock tower at this end of the building, that is known around the world as Big Ben. Big Ben is a nickname for the bell inside the tower, and you hear that bell when it chimes on every hour. The real name of the clock, the Great Clock at Westminster. The bell is what we call Big Ben. As we turn the boat round on the right, the building here, County Hall. This used to be the Town Hall for London. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today the building is the London Aquarium, the London Dungeon and Shrek's Adventure. Also on the right we have the London Eye. The wheel is 450 feet, 32 pods or carriages, 25 people in every pod. You have to get on and get off as the wheel is moving, and at the very top of the wheel on a clear day you can see 35 miles over London. It's now carried over 65 million people, the most visited tourist attraction in the town. And they called it a flight. To take the flight on the wheel, the Tattershall Castle, she was a car ferry on the Gothic building on a cell and part of the Liberal Club. Behind the buildings we've got Whitehall, Horse Guard Parade, 10 Downing, that's all inland. The first bridge that we pass under today, Charing the Queen's 50th year on the throne, that was in 2002. Running underneath the boat here is the London Underground. The Jubilee line runs under the river at this point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the place where we pick up some passengers if there isn't anyone waiting on the left-hand side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll turn the boat. I think there might be someone to pick up over here on the right, so we'll turn the boat and just pick this person up who's waiting over on the pier to the right. Now, you will notice here on the river this morning, the tide is very, very low. This is an extremely low tide here in London. The depth of the river is deep. Under the boat here, about 2.5 metres of water. And obviously it does vary depending on where you are and how close to the shore you go. As the tide's gone very low, you will see a lot of people 7 hours. Once the tide gets to the lowest point, it will then turn and it floods back in. Now, when you come back on the boat later on today, this tide will have risen 7.5 metres. So come back in 5 hours and you'll be 7.5 metres higher than you are. So a very, very strong tide here in London this afternoon. So just give us a minute, folks. We just need to pick up this person who's waiting on the pier. And as soon as we've done so...
เรือสวยงามอลังการเนาะรถไฟเขารถไฟวิ่งกันเนาะ สวยงามบอกพวกเจ้าลองมาลินมาเที่ยวเด้อมาเปิดหูเปิดตากันเด้อพวกเจ้ากำไรชีวิตกันเนาะ
Now, ladies and gents, as we've stopped now, look over to the right-hand side. Look over on the river wall itself, and you can see a tall stone column. That is called Cleopatra's. There is a mistake with the one here in London. If you look at the Liverpool, the biggest clock in the country, on a building called the Royal Liver Building in Liverpool. Also there to the right, the building with the flat green roof and the single flagpole. That is big enough to stay there in a riverside suite for one night, 2 people, £1,300 per night. It's very expensive. Now when you go to the bar in the Savoy, a gin and tonic, ladies and gentlemen, is £35. But it does come in a crystal glass, and you can take that glass home with you. You don't tell them you're going to take it home, but you do. A nice souvenir from the Savoy Hotel. We are understanding each other. So this area that we've left on the right, this is the south right-hand side. There's some good street entertainment, there's some food markets, generally just a little interesting place to walk along. The bridge, excellent job on Waterloo Bridge. As we go through the bridge, look over to our left-hand side. The building with the green dome in the centre, this is Somerset House. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Somerset House was built over 200 years ago for the Dukes and the Earls of Somerset. Facade, Art Gallery and King's College, a nice building. On our right hand side, the building with the advertisement, 3 separate halls. The main one is the Olivier. That is named after Laurence Olivier, the founder of that building. That building is voted every single year to be the ugliest building on the River Thames. And I think we can agree, ladies and gentlemen, that is an ugly building. In front of the boat and on the left-hand side, we've got a white ship. It has a yellow hull. This is the Wellington. It used to be part of the New Zealand Navy. Today the ship is a floating livery hall. This is a drinking club for retired sea captains. He must have been the captain of a ship at sea for more than 25 years to be a member of their floating club. The wall, that is Temple Arch or Temple Bar. It's the official boundary for the City of London and the City of Westminster. Look up, not a lot of people realise this when they come to London, but we do have some lovely beaches. Look on the right, a tropical golden sand beach. Now you can go anywhere in the world, ladies and gentlemen, and you will not find a beach like that. It's unbelievable. Stay to your right hand side, we've got a red building. It's got a glass roof and a tower. Stamford Wharf. Used to be a cold storage meat warehouse. converted into riverside apartments. The glass roof at the top is a restaurant. If you can see the windows in the tower, they spell OXO, where they made the gravy, a small stock cube OXO on the bottom. On the left-hand side of the boat, we've got some lovely buildings here. The first one is a red brick building. It looks like a church. Zion College and Library, a school and a study for the clergyman in London. Next door, a building with a green sloping roof, the old City of London School. Past members of Parliament and current top MPs, they went to school here before going to Oxford or Cambridge University. The semicircular building on the end is Unilever House, the famous soap and detergent manufacturer. We're approaching Blackfriars now, folks. This is a road bridge, opened in 1869, named after the monastery that stood to the left. The monks in the monastery wore black habits, like a black gown, hence the name Blackfriars. Going under this bridge, if you look left and right of the boat, you'll see red columns in the river. They carried the first railway over the Thames, the Chatham and Bow Steam Railway line. They used the columns nearest to the bridge to make the other bridge wider. So about 10 years ago, they extended this bridge, making it wider. They built a new train station on top of this bridge. Now, as we go through, if you can look back on the bridge, it doesn't matter either side of the boat, and you'll see there's a roof across the top of the bridge that is solar panelled, and that can generate enough power for the station here every day. As we pass through the bridge, if you look over to our left-hand side, we have the dome and the Golden Cross, St. Paul's Cathedral, the masterpiece of its head. Look above the dome on St. Paul's, there's a public viewing gallery from which you obtain a fine view over London. The only problem, there is no lift to get you up there. You have to climb over 500 steps. But if you've got the energy, it's definitely worth the effort. Now, Monday to Saturday, the building is open to the public. On Sunday, they close the building down for Sunday service. But you can still go there and join in with that service. And believe me, a great experience to be in this lovely building on a Sunday morning, believe me. It was opened on a Saturday morning by the Queen. It was closed the same afternoon by the police for being unsafe. So many people walked over the bridge, it started to wobble. People were fully naming it the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. Now we have another brief stop just to pick up a couple of more passengers. Just out of interest, folks, how are we doing? Is this okay for everyone? Is everyone enjoying it? Excellent. It's lovely to see. Thank you very much for listening to me. And give us a couple of minutes, we'll continue with the commentary. Thank you.
Sweet, ma'am.
In a traditional way. There's no microphones or stage lighting. It's all done as it used to be done during the times of William Shakespeare. Now we spoke about the tide being low. See this boat on the left? Since these fast ferries have been running on, it disturbs the stones on the beach, which then brings things on show from hundreds of years ago. And you'd be surprised what people find walking up and down this river. for many thousands of years, people have worked on the Thames and travelled across it. And so you've only got to be in the right place at the right time, and you can easily come across an accident. So today is a good low tide. It's about a metre lower than it would be usually. So a good low tide here in London today. Look up to the right, folks, and we've got a lovely pub, the Anchor Tavern at Bankside. The pub is over 300 years old. Mentioned in the diary of Dr. Johnson. He was the man who wrote the first English dictionary. Samuel Pepys, a famous diarist of London, he wrote in his diary that he stood outside that pub. Street Bridge, everyone, to our right, we've got the old warehouses, these old buildings in our apartments. Luxury riverside apartments, they're worth a lot of money. From £2 million they can be as much as 10 million. In the dockway on our right, there's a replica of Sir Francis Drake's ship, the Golden Flame. Drake was the first Englishman to sail the world. He did so on a ship identical to that one. They've been doing a lot of work to it. They are going to sail it around the world again next year. It's already been round twice and it's doing its third voyage. The most famous bridge on the river, London Bridge. Now if you've got your camera, the name of the bridge is carved into the stonework on the left and right. There has been 5 London bridges to be built over the river since the Roman times of London. The first bridge, built by the Romans, lost Ilium. There was a medieval bridge for over 500 years. It had a church, shops and houses. That bridge fell into disuse many times. That is where we get the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down. I'm sure some of you know the old London Bridge was taken down stone by stone. All the stones were numbered and taken out to America, where they rebuilt the bridge in Arizona, Lake Havasu in the States. Has anyone seen the bridge in America? Sure you have, very good. A lot of people think I'm making it up. Up to our left-hand side, we have a modern building, ladies and gentlemen. And there's people standing on the top of it. Can you see them? Number 20, Fenchurch Street. Now the top of the building is the Sky Garden, a viewing area for the general public. Completely free to visit, you don't have to pay any money, and you can get a great view over London. £40 to look out from it. In the middle of that tower, the 6-star Shangri-La Hotel. I think it's the only 6-star hotel in London. Ahead of the boat and to the right we have the naval ship, HMS Belfast. She was built in 1938 in the Harlem Wall shipyard in She was involved in the chasing, the shelling and the eventual sinking of the German pocket battleship, the Sharples. That was on Boxing Day in 1940. Today she's a museum to former naval sea power, visit the ship and explore all 9 decks. From the engine room you go right up on the captain's bridge. And a nice family day out, folks, and generally just a very interesting walk around. I definitely recommend a little walk around the Belfast if you've got spare time. Look in front of the boat on the left-hand side and we have the Tower of London. The oldest part of the tower is in the centre, where you see the 4 roofs and there's a silver. Anyone see that? There was a silver. It's got it might have come back up that post because we won't go right. Now ladies and gentlemen, look to your left and there's the tower. Say the oldest part in the centre with the 4 roofs and the flag. Palace, a prison, a royal mint, an observatory. Look over to the left, can you see on the river wall it says entry to the Traitors' Gates. If you were found guilty of treason years ago, you were taken through Traitors' Gate and you were imprisoned or executed at the tower. Inside the Tower of London today, the crown jewels are on display. They are guarded by yeoman wardens, who we know better as the beef eaters at the tower. A very interesting building, folks, and once again well worth having a walk round. In front of the boat we've got Tower Bridge, the gateway to London. Tower Bridge was opened on the 30th of June in 1894. The centre part of the bridge is a day. It opens now maybe 15 or 20 times every week. Saying that, it's been quite busy over the last few days. Seen it open up a couple of times. If you Google Tower Bridge lift times, there is a schedule of when the bridge will open. So you could be here at the right time to see the bridge open. That is when they light the bridge up. Come and see the bridge at night time. For me, it's probably the most beautiful sight of the Thames. It does look magnificent. Now folks, we're approaching our stop for Tower Bridge. Now, thank you everybody for your very kind attention throughout the journey. I hope that what I've told you so far has made the journey more enjoyable. Now please, as you've done throughout the trip, just remain in your seat until the boat is on the pier. And information about your tickets. Now if you have a ticket that takes you to Greenwich, you stay on the boat. If you have a ticket that says Tower Bridge, you get off the boat here. So really, unless you're going to Greenwich, you get off the boat here for the day. If you're going to return back on the boat later, there's boats every 30 minutes. The last boat leaves here tonight at 5:40. So you've got all day. So the boats leave at 10 past and 20 minutes to the hour every half an hour through the day. Please do make sure that you have all your personal belongings with you. Do not ruin the day by leaving something or somebody on the boat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the last little thing that we do say, a brief word about the commentary. As I said at the beginning, we are the crew. Our job is to take you and the boat safely from A to B. The people that own the boat do not employ a guide. So over the years it's become a bit of a tradition really that one of the crew on the boat will point some things out for their passengers, and generally most people get off the boat and say they've enjoyed it, which encourages us to provide a little service for our passengers. Now as the commentary on board the boat is given entirely voluntary by us the crew, we have an old tradition, a very old custom. When you leave the boat down by the exit gate, you'll see this bucket, ladies and gentlemen. This is the captain's tip bucket. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've understood and enjoyed it, you're more than welcome to drop a few bob in our old bucket as you go ashore. Now, a lot of people do ask me what happens to the money in that bucket at the end of the day. It does go towards the very, very intense research that I have to carry out in my local riverside pub after work, where I do spend many, many hours gathering information for this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and have a nice day. All the best. Thank you.
Xây muộn khối nào rồi.
Okay folks, it is safe to leave the boat, so if you are getting off, make your way down to the exit and I will be there to help you ashore. For everyone else who's staying on the boat, give us...
เป็นจังได๋ความสวยความงามตึกสูงๆอยู่ในดาวเท่านี่ล่ะ
1 o'clock, 3 hours before. You think it, yeah. So if the plane was at 1, she should have been there. She'd have been there at 10 o'clock. So the plane had 2 o'clock. Yeah, I think he's actually on the Wisconsin Park. Oh, okay.
ลองเรือไปเรื่อย
You're not working tonight, are you? Oh, you are? Take it over, look, yeah.
ๆกัมพิทัศน์ขับเรือเด้อ
oh, you're actually going to save it, when we found out that. Oh, yeah, it's going to be all right, though. But you'll all enjoy it. What's that? You know, yeah, what's going on? I know we definitely are expecting that. I just like Mike and stuff.
Did everything go alright last night? Oh, right. Cool. Alright, is everything alright then, yeah? What time you know that you're
มีแต่เศรษฐีเขาอยู่กันนี่
Yeah, I'll be able to me. Alright, mate. So I thought I'd just let you know now, so you do know. No worries, I'll call you tonight, mate. What time are you getting the train? Alright, mate, come on. Alright,
ลองเรืออ้อม
Cool, mate. Bye-bye.
ๆเบิ่งตึกสวยๆงามๆทั่วโลกเขามากันเด้อทุกมุมโลกเขารู้จักสถานที่แห่งนี้ก็คือขัวแลนดอนแล้วก็มาลองเรือ
27.
City, you know, free bar start. And they were all class of crew.
เรือนี่เป็นอูเบอร์เด้ออูเบอร์เรือไปไว้เด้อไปรับคนไว้บ้านซ่องเศรษฐีเขาอยู่กันเป็นเมืองหลวงใหญ่อยู่ในประเทศอังกฤษก็คือสะพานลอยแลนดอน
Oh, definitely. So I'd like a refresher on mine. As much as I know I've done mine every year. Yeah, this is every single year. Well, he offered to pay for mine, didn't he? And then pulled out. That right, you might that. And his argument was, oh, it's because I didn't pay for mine because I'm fat. And I was like, the only reason I'll come back is because you promised me you'll cover everything expensive wise. If I come from you, I'll work with you full time.
ตึกก็มีแต่สวยๆงาม
Sparky apprenticeship as well. They're saying I'll go off this.
ๆแบบเป็นตึกเก่า
I enjoy it so as much as I don't mind doing sponsorship, it's important.
ๆตึกเก่าๆใหม่
Holly brother, he's retired now.
ๆก็บ่ได้เก่าได้นี่ใหม่เลยนี่แต่ว่าเป็นรุ่น
He's fucking lovely.
What has he got?
เป็นรุ่นเก่าว่าซั่นซะเป็นตึกเก่าเด้อเป็นรุ่นเก่าแต่เขาเก็บไว้ สำหรับให้พวกนักท่องเที่ยวมาลองเรือได้มาเบิ่งมาชมบ้านซ่องอยู่ประเทศอังกฤษประเทศอังกฤษ
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. No, that's our hard side, that's fair enough, mate.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we come round the bend here, we'll be approaching Tower Bridge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this area to the right is Wapping. See the River Thames police boats on our right. They were established in 1798. They are the oldest uniformed police force in the world, and they were set up to combat the piracy that was rife here on the river. They say around 30% of London's cargo was being stolen every year. They formed the Thames River Police here at Wapping. Now, as we come round the bend, a beautiful picture of Tower Bridge and the City of London skyline. Tower Bridge, it was first opened on the 30th of June in 1894. The famous thing about Tower Bridge, the centre roadway can open to allow the big shipping into this upper part of the river. When this was a busy commercial port, Tower Bridge used to open around 30 times every day. It has a sound signal on the ship's horn as they come up round the bend. And there's a little office on the bend there where people would sit and watch the ships and listen for the sound signal. They would then telephone through to Tower Bridge. You need to telephone the bridge 24 hours in advance, and they lift the bridge completely free. There is only one day of the year they don't open Tower Bridge, and that is on the day of the London Marathon, because the marathon runners, they come over the bridge during the day. And it wouldn't be very fair to open the bridge halfway through the London Marathon. Although I do think it would make it a little bit more interesting if they lifted it a little bit and they had to run and jump over. That would be quite cool. You agree, sir? Very good. Now, it did in fact cost more money to put the lights on the bridge than it did to build it in the first place. The colour of Tower Bridge, red, white and blue, it was originally painted chocolate brown. Now, the colour of the bridge was changed in 1977 for the Queen's Silver Jubilee celebration. So since then it's remained that colour. The stonework on Tower Bridge, you could take that all away and the bridge will be a bridge. So if you are getting off the boat here, please have your stuff ready, and once the boat is on the pier, make your way to the exit of the boat. If you are going to Westminster, please do remain on board the boat, and we will continue to Westminster. So I expect a few people will get on the boat here, and once they've done so, we'll leave the pier and we'll speak to you again. Thanks for listening, folks, and I'll speak to you again very shortly. Thank you.
What time is the setup of all that, you say? When first one done, sorry.
ผู้ใดอยากมาก็มาเด้อมาดินมาเที่ยวมาเบิ่งความสวยความงามแต่ละประเทศงามคนละแบบ
You can always come in to bring it on and off.
Yeah, I'll come do that.
Is Kerry on here with us during the day?
Bridge London ขวาสะพานลอยลอนดอนดังที่สุดทั่วโลกผู้ใดก็มาดินมาเที่ยวทุกคนรู้จักดีเนาะมาเห็นมองแท้มาเห็นตุดเมื่อเห็นแบบของจริงของแท้นะงามขนาดกลางคืนนี่เขาจะเปิดไฟเป็นสีสันก็กระสิลุกแล้วบัดนี้
Yeah, I'm gonna. God, you go because I've got to wait for him anyway. If you follow him down, I'll come round your stand. Thank you. Thanks for the offer, mate. straight, she goes straight.
Okay, right.
If you wanted to go the other way, you can
use the wheel with that.
You can steer it. Not steer it.
No, but you can make her wiggle her to a certain way you want her to. Yeah.
เรือสิเข้าฟังแล้วก็จะได้ลงแล้ว
The wind's blowing on your head.
Yeah, she ain't gonna.
It's like that, you know, when you just put it in, she goes round.
เลยมาฮอดมาถึงเลยเด้อประเทศอังกฤษประเทศอังกฤษเลือกว่าสะพานลอยแลนดอนขอสิลงแล้วบัดนี้
Yeah, this is what I was saying. It was at the top. It was long gone, mate. He didn't care. He went for a coffee.
สวยงามอลังการถ้าผู้ใดมาลินมาเที่ยวก็มาให้ฮอดที่ถึงเนาะสถานที่แห่งนี้ทั่วโลกเขามาเที่ยวมาเบิ่งแล้วก็สิลงแล้วบัดนี้ไม่ไปกินข้าวอยู่ห้านอาหารไทยสั่งหมกป่ากินกับข้าวแคมมองรองเรือกินข้าวร้านอาหารไทยซื้อว่าสติกกี้แมงโก้ข้าวเหนียวมะม่วงร้านซื้อนี่เอาละกสิออกทางวันมื้อนี้จะได้กลับกันแล้วบัดนี้